One of the hardest struggles to conquer for kiddos ages between 4 and 9 and even older is nighttime bedwetting and urinary incontinence, aka enuresis. Parents, we know you've tried everything from waking them up, setting alarms, doing sleep studies, and that can be frustrating for your kiddo's self-confidence and growth. Plus, if you've seen your pediatrician or provider for bedwetting and the common answer is they'll grow out of it, right? We hear it all the time. While there can be multiple causes of bedwetting, the most often overlooked is the signaling from the brain to the body. In this video, we discuss why this signaling gets altered, what that does to sleep, and how bedwetting can be associated with other health challenges, with immune, with digestion, and even behavioral challenges. Let us help you get to the root cause and really gain momentum in this common struggle going on forward with your kid. My name is Dr. Eric. I am one of the pediatric chiropractors here at Chiropractic. We focus on pediatrics, prenatal, and family wellness here in the Madison and Middleton area. This is going to be a video for parents who have done the sleep studies. They bought the nighttime stay dry alarms, they've made the diet modifications and are now getting older, but the bedwetting still persists. It's always key to remember with this topic, enuresis really affects self-confidence and experiences. Kids can't do sleepovers. They often try to hide the bedwetting from parents also, and they have to wear a pull-up. Those are all highly emotional struggles that go along with it. Now, before I go any further, please share this video with other moms and parents who you know need to hear this information, hear this message. We are tired, again, of seeing kids go through this struggle and seeing parents go through this struggle as well. Let's talk about Reagan. Reagan's mom was desperate for answers. Their 7-year-old daughter, Reagan, refused to wear pull-ups at night because she saw her 3-year-old and 5-year-old brothers who didn't have to wear them. So why should she? And frankly, mom didn't blame her at all for this feeling this way, but it did make it more difficult to manage her enuresis, also known as bedwetting, because her parents had to carry her to the bathroom every night around 10:30 p.m. after she had been sleeping for a couple hours. If they didn't, Reagan would almost certainly have an accident if she was sleeping and they didn't do that. So despite taking the steps to address the issue, including putting her through a sleep study and seeking advice from the pediatrician, they were really unable to find a solution. And the pediatrician's response was always the exact same. We're not sure what's wrong, but she'll most likely grow out of it, like a lot of you have said and heard. Reagan's bedwetting was not only only frustrating for her dad and mom, but also significantly impacted Reagan's self-esteem. She was self-conscious and upset about the situation, which only added to mom's concerns and mom's heartbreak. Now, let's get into the science behind enuresis. The nervous system is really the main hub that controls all of the other systems in the body, which means it is responsible for controlling the function of the bladder. While this communication system may seem like the simple answer, It often is a big part of the equation. If a child is struggling with a stressed out nervous system that is not functioning properly, it's no surprise that the brain will have difficulty signaling to your child's bladder to hold urine while the child is sleeping, or to get up and use the bathroom in the first place. If it gets more complex in many cases when the child's nervous system spends so much of the day extra wound up and stuck with an excessive sympathetic fight and flight tone. Sympathetic tone is what happens when the child responds to stress. It is our fight and flight protective response. At any point in development, stress can get stuck on for kids. And most commonly, this happens during pregnancy and the birth process, or when a child struggles with motor and movement coordination, or milestones, sensory sensitivities, and social development, or even immune system struggles. Most older children that struggle with enuresis had stress happen during one or more of these phases, getting the overall nervous system stuck in this sympathetic tone, again, that fight and flight state, and then struggle with the symptoms after. Where bedwetting enuresis comes into play with the sympathetic tone is at night. The body is so worn out and fatigued from all of that excessive stress and tension that it overreacts and elicits an excessive parasympathetic response to try and balance things out, and therefore lets the bladder relax and release urine at a time it's not actually supposed to. And this is also why so many kids struggle with bedwetting, are also having they're heavy sleepers and have night terrors, or they sleepwalk. The nervous system and its communication from the brain to the bladder through that sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system is truly driving the issue. If REAGAN's story and the science behind REAGAN's story relates to your family, we would love to be able to help. After REAGAN went through her care plan, the enuresis completely went away. On top of that, since starting chiropractic care, she has not had any ear issues. Her sleep was improved immensely, and she is an all-around happier, more confident child. Who doesn't want that for their kid? Mom and dad were doing the exact right things, but without the nervous system and her brain to body communication working together, nothing was really improving. The important thing to remember here is you are closer to a solution than you think. And the nervous system may be that missing link for your child. So let's close this out with, first, please ask any questions or leave a comment down below or send us a direct message. Second, please share this video with other parents, other families, Facebook groups who you know need to hear this. Third, take the action step of clicking the link in our bio if you're on Instagram, or clicking the link down below in the caption to read more about the article on enuresis and what you can do to help your child.